I love running my own business. I mean, this is always what I wanted to do, and that's not because, I want to take off time and go on the beach and, be lazy. It's like I work a lot harder than if I had a job for anybody else. I just, I like to be, you know, I like to create things the way I want to create them. I like to make things that I think should exist. We ran through Kickstarter campaigns. We have a really close relationship with all our customers, our vendors. Everything is made here locally. I know the guys that are cutting our steel, bending our steel, powder coating. I pick stuff up. I basically, it's hands on. It's 10 hours a day. It's not easy, but I enjoy it. I really truly enjoy working this. Um, so I really also, the feedback from customers is what's the best thing about it. I earn a living at this. It's small. It's just me, basically out of the garage barn. I have a little office. I have, I don't have any employees. I don't have a big team. I can't afford to spend, lawyers and big, shutting people down when they're stealing my images and using them on Alibaba and Amazon and eBay. I'm personally sitting there messaging and harassing people that are stealing our stuff. So it's a tough grind, but I love doing what I'm doing. I mean, they're selling them on eBay and everywhere, but if I go to, what is this, Alibaba, AliExpress, there's our images, and we spend, I go down, look at their description, and there's, oh look, there's my lovely wife, who's not Chinese. She's on the Chinese website. Some pictures. This is theirs, which is great. Do that. Don't do that. That's ours. Um, it's disturbing on many levels. So, oh, it even says the hanger on there, and there's my wife's name, and that is not a damn pedal hook. That's photoshopped. Whatever that is. That looks like a penis, but that's fine. Um, Plus, it's supposed to hold 60 kilos. And if you go on Amazon, which is another whole can of worms, I got an Amazon finally to remove the images on the product description or on the product page. But I did not get them to remove the images down at the product description further down below. So they're still using our stuff, even so I have communicated with Amazon like 3, 4, 5 times, and I did the right thing, and we got them to remove some of the images. They're still using our images down below. A little fun, side show is that on the maximum weight, it holds up to 220 pounds on Amazon. So these are just, it's, first of all, I want to see this 220 pound bike. It's ridiculous for a product that's just inferior and crappy. And I'm going to go actually buy one now because I don't believe it. All right, so now that I have one of my competitors' pieces in the house, I wanted to see what the difference is. So we're going to run it through some tests. Um, First of all, just looking at it, it is tiny. We use an 11 gauge steel. This must be 14 or 16. I haven't measured it yet. They're only using two mounting holes for like two screw holes basically through the top here, which is it's a bad idea because all of our products have minimum of 4 screws into the wall where the pedal engages. Because if one screw fails, you still have 3. If they lose one screw, if one breaks, you over tighten one, it's over. Then also on the website, obviously, I don't know, they're gonna say it's lost in translation that this product holds 220 pounds. Now that I got the product, it says max load 55 pounds. It's all over the place. I've seen a lot of like how much weight can you hang on this thing. So we're gonna test that too. But first let me weigh this because I wanted to see, because that shows also the difference in whatchamacallit, thickness, material. Another thing that I noticed that they're using a texture on, I guess it's a powder coat too. They're using a texture, which means they're probably using pretty crappy steel, because what we're using is a high gloss powder coat, which you want nice steel to make it a high gloss surface. So we're basically shooting for a nice finish. And the texture will hide anything imperfection. So they're using a texture basically to hide all imperfections. All right, let's see how much this weighs. It's 1.6 pounds for this set. Okay, that's the whole set without the hardware. I'm gonna do our set too. Same thing. Okay, so we got 4.6 pounds. Just a slight difference. Also, you know, again, we got 4 mounting holes, and the leverage is spread out over such a big surface when it's mounted against the wall, so that there's no way that this is going to lever it out of the wall. Where, oh, this is a whole other thing. I guess the length of the legs is so much shorter, and the height of the toes is so much shorter. I'm gonna have to check that on pedals too. Yeah, hold on. Since they're always stealing our images, especially the one where 3 bikes are stacked on top of each other, which is only really possible because we lean our bikes out at 25 degree. To get to that point, you have to have a certain length on the legs to make the bike lean out. If I put this right next to it, right there, they're not even near that. So I actually can put this guy inside there, and there's plenty of room to spare. So they're not going to get the 25 degree lean out on bikes, meaning they cannot possibly stack the 3 bikes on an 8-foot tall wall. They photoshopped that product into our pictures. False advertisement. Well, let's go do the weight test. So we're gonna do the weight test next. So I was super scientific on my testing always. I gotta get some weight out of the barn for the testing. I was thinking about their 220-pound weight that they claim to hold. I don't know what to do about that, but usually what I do, I got some plaster walls here, plaster bags. I mean, these are weighing 50 pounds. All right, so I got 50 pound. I got a 20-pound bag of Durabond. That's it. That's what we're gonna rope this up and hang it off it and see what happens. I know we say our Dan can hold 70 pounds easily, and can probably hold a lot more than that, but that's where I cut it off because you gotta be able to lift it, right? 220 pounds, come on. Okay, I want to do this weight test really fast now. Don't want to waste too much time on these guys. I'm just gonna install one of our guys. This is an old plaster wall, so see, you know, whatever you hit some lath, you don't hit lath, whatever, doesn't matter. It's not straight either. So you got eye holes, and our product always comes with the square drive for the eye hole screws because those are different. And then we have some black Phillips that go into the buttonholes. Yeah, that missed. So that's just in plaster, but who cares? Yeah, that's not really all that great either. The point of having 4 screws is you have 4 chances of hitting something. So I'm gonna use, those are their screws. And install their guy, and let's see what happens. Go anywhere too, and hopefully. Okay, that hit something. All right, so it hit something. It's equal. Seems fair enough. Now I'm gonna go. I'll do the 50-pound bag basically first. I'll go on hours. It bends down. 11 gauge steel. It's no big deal. We say you can put. What should we call it, 70 pounds on there, which you can, no problem. 70 pounds on the Dan. I would say you can go higher, but because we have longer legs, we have a lot more leverage, but we also have a lot more surface against the wall, so we're fine. I'm not worried about this guy at all, ever. So, let's see what those guys are doing. Yeah. That's bending rather dramatically. I don't know, this is 50 pounds, people. We're not at the 55 pounds yet. Jesus. People. All right. This is what's happening. I don't know if you can see the bend. This is ridiculous. You know, I'm a competitor. I like to be in competition with people racing, riding. This is not competition, this is just a joke. Okay, I don't know. So, let's just see what happens. 70 pounds. Oh, by the way, they're claiming, right, 220 pounds. So, there's your 70 pounds on that thing. Yep. As I thought, it's a piece of shit, sorry. There it is. Go buy that. God. Now I'm even more pissed off because they don't even care about the actual customers who buy this. You know? I mean, in my eyes, I wouldn't be surprised if one of those screws rip out either because it's just such a short little span. All right, so I'm not... I was thinking about how to put 220 pounds on this. I don't think I have to do that. I don't have to bother. So, they say 55 on this. They say 220 on the website. Obviously, I wouldn't hang more than 20 on this thing. So, if you got a light bike, 20 pounds, you like the way this looks like a penis, then that's your guy. So by the way, what just happened here is ridiculous. It actually pulled out of the... so wait a second. So these screws actually pull through. As you can see, it did not rip out of the wall. The screws are still in there. Yeah. So, where is this thing? I don't know. This is the worst camera handling ever, but I don't care. Yeah, buy this. This is gonna be fucking great. Right, so conclusion of this whole thing is I wanted to compare products and kind of be mad, but now it's more of a consumer alert because I'm really concerned that people are going to hang these bikes over areas where kids are playing or where people are, and these screws are pulling out. They're pulling out really easy. They only are good if they're totally square. If they're a little angled, they'll pull right through, as I discovered. So, besides it being a crappy, shitty, not working product, it's also unsafe. Um, if you don't like the Dan, we have a sprocket which does 2 bikes, shorter legs, a little bit more, but it still has taller toes. Get that. Put a nail in the wall. Anything. Just don't buy that thing. It's just crap. Maybe send them a message that they please stop using our photos. Yeah, enjoy. Go ride your bike.